Royal surprise, Princess Leonor receives marriage proposal in public. A calm afternoon in Madrid. The Spanish sun, soft and golden, casts its light over the royal courtyard. Cameras flash, crowds cheer. It looks like another routine royal appearance. But then, something happens. Something no one expected. A man steps forward. His voice trembles, but his eyes are steady. And in front of the entire nation, he kneels before the future Queen of Spain. Princess Leonor freezes. The air feels electric. The guards move slightly closer. The crowd gasps. For a brief second, time itself stops. This wasn't part of the royal protocol. This wasn't planned. This was personal, real. Who was he? Why did he do it? And how did the royal family react to a public marriage proposal that left Spain speechless? The story begins earlier that morning. Princess Leonor was attending an event marking a national youth celebration, something she's done countless times since turning 18. But this one was different. Her presence carried a new kind of weight. She was no longer just the teenage heir. She was a young woman stepping into her destiny. The crowd lined the palace gates, waving flags, shouting blessings, and calling her name. Leonor smiled politely, as she always does, graceful, composed, every gesture measured. She's inherited that from her mother, Queen Letizia. But behind the elegance lies a girl who has learned that every public appearance can turn into a headline. When she approached the end of the greeting line, one man caught everyone's attention. Young, well-dressed, visibly nervous, holding something small in his hand. The cameras shifted toward him. For a moment, he hesitated. Then, before anyone could react, he dropped to one knee. The crowd erupted. Gasps, cheers, shouts, it was chaos and awe all at once. "Your Highness," he said, his voice cracking with emotion. "You've inspired me more than anyone in my life. I know this is crazy, but, will you marry me?" The world seemed to spin slower. The guards stepped forward. Queen Letizia's expression turned to stone. King Felipe exchanged a glance with his security team. But Leonor, she didn't panic. She didn't run. She smiled. A small, gentle smile that disarmed the moment. Witnesses say she leaned slightly toward him and whispered something only he could hear. Then she touched his shoulder softly, a gesture of compassion, not rejection. The crowd fell silent, unsure how to react. And then, with her characteristic poise, Leonor stepped back and continued greeting others, as if nothing had happened. The man was escorted away quietly. Some say he was simply overwhelmed by admiration. Others claim he had been planning this for weeks. But no one could deny it. That moment revealed a side of Leonor the world rarely sees, a young woman balancing the weight of duty and the pulse of her heart. Later that evening, the royal palace released a brief statement. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor appreciates the affection shown by citizens and requests respect for her privacy. It was calm, diplomatic, but beneath that simple message lay layers of emotion and meaning. Insiders close to the royal household revealed that the incident sparked private conversations within the palace. Queen Letizia reportedly felt protective, reminding her daughter that every gesture, every smile, could be interpreted by the world. King Felipe, on the other hand, was said to have expressed quiet admiration for Leonor's composure. But what about Leonor herself? Those who know her describe her as thoughtful, introspective, and surprisingly grounded for her position. She's aware that love, for her, is not a simple matter. Every choice will be weighed against centuries of tradition. Every relationship examined under the world's gaze. And yet, she's human. She has dreams, fears, and a heart that beats like anyone else's. Friends from her time at the UWC Atlantic College in Wales recall her warmth, her laughter, her deep conversations about love and destiny. One former classmate once said, "Leonor knows her life belongs to Spain, but she still hopes to find someone who sees her, not her crown." Could that hope have flickered in that moment when a stranger knelt before her? Was there a part of her that wished, for just a heartbeat, that life were that simple? The story spread across Europe like wildfire. Headlines from Madrid to London, Copenhagen to Paris. A public proposal to the future queen. The video went viral, millions of views within hours. Analysts dissected her every expression. Body language experts called her response a masterclass in royal poise. Others saw it as the first real glimpse of Leonor's emotional depth. Social media divided instantly. Some praised the man for his courage, calling it the most romantic gesture of the year. Others condemned it as disrespectful and reckless. But everyone agreed, it was unforgettable. Behind palace doors, Leonor reportedly found herself reflecting deeply on what had happened. Those close to her say she wasn't angry or embarrassed. She was touched. She understood that the man's gesture, though inappropriate, came from a place of admiration and innocence. It reminded her of the fine line she walks daily, between being a symbol and being herself. And while no one expects her to respond publicly again, that one moment seemed to mark a quiet turning point. The princess who once stood shyly behind her parents now stands in full command of her presence. She has learned to blend kindness with authority, empathy with strength. In the weeks that followed, royal watchers noticed something new. Leonor's confidence seemed to grow. During a ceremony in Zaragoza, she spoke with unexpected warmth and self-assurance. "I am grateful," she said, "for the affection of my people. It reminds me of why I serve." Her words carried a subtle echo of that unforgettable day. It was as if she was saying, without saying, that love, in all its forms, fuels her sense of purpose. Meanwhile, speculation about her personal life intensified. Was there someone special already in her world? Rumors connected her once more to Prince Christian of Denmark, after their warm interactions at past events. The public proposal only added fuel to those whispers. Could Leonor's heart already be quietly promised elsewhere? Royal correspondents have been careful not to overreach, but behind the scenes, palace aides have admitted that Leonor's path will likely intertwine with another royal household someday. It's tradition, but also practicality, alliances matter. Still, the decision will be hers. What remains most striking is how one spontaneous act of emotion managed to humanize the entire royal image. For decades, European monarchies have struggled to connect with younger generations. Yet here, in a single moment, a public proposal, a calm smile, a compassionate gesture, Princess Leonor made the crown feel human again. The man's identity, later confirmed by Spanish media, was a 24-year-old law student from Seville named Alejandro Garcia. He told reporters, "I didn't plan it to cause trouble. I just wanted her to know how much she means to us, the youth of Spain." When asked if he regretted it, he smiled faintly. "No, because for 3 seconds, I looked into her eyes, and I saw a real person, not a crown." His words resonated deeply with many. Perhaps that's why the story lingered longer than anyone expected. It wasn't just about romance or scandal. It was about the delicate line between admiration and reality, between fantasy and duty. Princess Leonor's reaction proved something powerful, that grace under pressure isn't learned, it's lived. Her calm composure didn't just protect the dignity of the crown, it revealed the quiet strength of the woman who will one day wear it. In the end, the moment passed. The world moved on. But for those who witnessed it, whether in person or through their screens, it became a small, beautiful reminder that even the most regal hearts beat beneath the same sky as ours. And maybe, just maybe, behind palace walls, as Leonor sat by her window that night, she allowed herself a smile, not for the proposal itself, but for what it symbolized. That somewhere out there, love still dares to kneel before duty. That even a future queen can be reminded, she's still human.